The Lockdown Board Meetings 2020. Written by Martin Hesketh. Read by Derek Johnston. "27 Bigger Flap Required." 27th Lockdown Board Meeting, Thursday, 16th April 2020. In attendance, me, Chair. Spud II, Head of Cat Department. Spencer, Head of Bigger Dog Department. Ada, Head of Smaller Dog Department. Horny Frank, Head of Horny Rabbit Department. Beardy, Head of Not So Horny Rabbit Department. Apologies, none. Call to order 0600 hours. 1. There were sufficient members for a quorum. 2. Minutes of previous meeting approved. 3. Business from last meeting, none. 4. Statement from the Chair. Lockdown is to continue for a further 3 weeks, so that's not good. Laura from the BBC saw a letter that stated the testing of care workers is flawed, so that's not good either. Mr. Trump stated that his new drug cured Boris, so that's interesting. Mr. Whitty stated that the current way of analysing the data shows that the UK deaths are plateauing, so that's good. 5. Business updates. 5.1 Ada.
Ada stated that she had hurt her back leg.
The Chair said that he had noticed her limping.
Ada added that it happened during some serious Black Ops training yesterday in the railway verge area. Karen the sheep was instructing us on how to give what for in an underground tunnel situation. We have built some training tunnels and they're a tight squeeze, and she thinks she damaged herself while trying the head drop manoeuvre. Plus, Ada continued, she also has a bad itch in her ear and can't stop scratching it and making it bleed, but Spencer gives it a good lick clean.
The Chair stated that he'd have a look at her ear after the meeting, but in the meantime stop scratching it. Plus, he added, you're going to have to stop going down into those holes.
No can do at the moment, argued Ada. We are living in very stressful times, and we need to be prepared. The RLT are extremely dangerous to our democracy, and they need to be given what for.
5.2 Spud. Spud stated that he had a brush pass with the foxy-nosed fox, and apparently they want a ceasefire. Spencer said that that's very interesting, and asked did they suggest terms. Well, Spud replied, it was just a brief encounter. But from what he gathered, the foxy-nosed fox wants to have access to the garden area during the night, when moving from different garden areas, and stated that in return they would not touch our bins or even the black bags that are left out by mistake. He also said that we could share intel.
Ada stated that she would have to have a proper brush pass with the foxy-nosed fox to discuss red lines before we sign any papers. Plus, Ada added she will test the water with Karen the sheep later today during her debriefing session about the recent RLT attack.
Horny Frank asked, shouldn't it be him that gets debriefed by Karen the sheep regarding the recent RLT attack? After all, he was the one involved in it.
Ada stated that the debriefing would take place at the farm, and only Ada can go there as it's a highly secure facility and way above Horny Frank's pay grade.
Horny Frank stated that he didn't realise he had a pay grade. 5.3 Horny Frank. Horny Frank stated the doors of the hutch are in serious need of a good cleaning. He noticed it the other day but forgot to mention it because of the recent RLT attack. Don't think it's ever been cleaned, he added. Her indoors only does a monthly on the inside of the hutch. The Chair stated that he noticed that too, and although it's her indoors chore to maintain the hutch on a monthly basis, she will need help with the doors as she will need access, which means dismantling the hutch from the run. The Chair stated that he would discuss this concern with her indoors and keep the board posted. Horny Frank also added, as they're having a ceasefire with the foxy-nosed foxes, are Beardy and him safe at night now? Spud stated that that's probably a red line the foxy-nosed foxes couldn't sign up to. 5.4 Beardy.
Beardy stated that he still feels a bit shocked about the recent RLT attack. He added that he had nightmares that the RLT came back and kidnapped him and took him away to their underground tunnels to give him what for. They wore hoods and asked me lots of questions about Karen the sheep. They were demanding the release of one of their comrades from Ada's detention facility. Ada stated that she released all the long-tails as a gesture of goodwill during the Rabbit Festival. Beardy argued that he thought she released the long-tails because they were starving to death because she wouldn't feed them. Still a gesture of goodwill though, replied Ada.
5.5 Spencer. Spencer stated that if the chair still refuses to move on the kitchen door policy, could he at least consider getting a bigger flap? The chair stated that he is concerned that the bigger flaps will encourage bigger visitors. However, he will discuss it with her indoors because she's got full control over the flap policy. 6. Other business, none.